They went in search of the president's bunker in the zombie apocalypse world.
We need your fingerprint. There's nothing my finger can do. This is a good sign. The president should be there. The bad news is not him. Is that him? Yes. This is the president.
Hello everyone, Kino Jack is in touch, and this is a short retelling of the 12th and 13th episodes of the 4th season of the zombie series Nation Z. So we got close to the finish of the 4th season of the bombastic thrash series. Therefore, if you are on this channel for the first time, then follow the links in the description and watch the series from the very beginning. And as soon as this video gets thousands of likes, I'm releasing the next part. Enjoy watching. In search of the thumbprint of the President of the United States, the gang goes to Mount Weather, Virginia, where the government is waiting out the apocalypse in a secret underground bunker. When they approach the car with the presidential seal, the person they take for the president turns out to be eaten by zombified employees of his own secret service. There is not a thumbprint, not even a hand. However, it turns out that the corpse is actually the president's husband. The gang sneaks into an underground bunker and basically kills what's left of the zombie Congress.
The Temple of Veto. I voted for you.
Finally, the gang stumbles upon the president, who knows that her husband is dead, and she has 2 Secret Service agents left, whose name is Agent Johnson. However, it turns out that the current president does not have thumbs. A few days before, Mr. Sunshine appeared from the zone, drugged Secret Service agents and took the thumbs. It turns out that they need the thumbs of the president who was at the beginning of the apocalypse, Bill Carney. Now he is a zombie and is 25 levels below. Before the team goes in search of the president, they are shown a video about a black rainbow, and they learn that it is a 4th strike weapon from the Cold War, which brings down carnivorous bacteria on the world and destroys all living beings in order to protect the interests of the United States, even if the United States no longer exists. The gang descends to the 25th floor of the bunker, which is filled with zombified West Wing employees and Hamilton actors. As usual, the gang is developing a pretty serious plan. They're going to bring the zombies into an empty room and kill them one by one until they find the one they're looking for. At that moment, they realize that Roberta is missing.
Hush, hush, one at a time, guys.
She made her way further into the zombie bunker, where she found the president they needed in the press briefing room, where it was written on the teleprompter that the zombie virus was under control. With the zombie president in tow, the gang is preparing to head to Washington, D.C., and Roberta mentions that they are going to stop the Black Rainbow. At this moment, the current president turns to face them, and the Secret Service pulls out a weapon. As Commander-in-Chief, the president orders the sergeant to help Agents Johnson and Johnson capture Operation Bitamark. The sergeant is torn as she has become attached to Operation Bitamark, but she is also a Marine and has sworn an oath to obey her Commander-in-Chief. Finally, the gang learns that the president is determined to carry out a reboot. She goes to the zone and takes the sergeant with her. At the last moment, the sergeant realizes that the president's order is clearly unfair and therefore illegal, and kills the president while Secret Service agents are shooting at each other. 10K sergeants deal with the zombie Secret Service agents, and when Roberta kills the zombie version of the president, she sees another vision of a black rainbow. Now she knows where to go to Washington. Operation Bitamark has reached Washington, D.C., the final stop on this particular route. Roberta Warren must find her way to a secret bunker where what she was looking for is stored, a 4th strike weapon called the Black Rainbow. Using a method directly reminiscent of the raiders from the Lost Ark, the team sneaks into the bunker with the zombified president in tow. They have one goal: to find the 4th strike weapon control room, the Black Rainbow, which will destroy all life on Earth, and disable it using the fingerprints of the zombified president. What they find is a place full of zombies that have always been just trained to kill. There's even a sign that says it. Also in this bunker is Mr. Sunshine from the Zone, who has been all over North America and even looked at Citizen Z. In the flashback, it turns out where Robert's messages came from all this time. It turns out that while she was in a coma, Dr. Harold Teller woke her up and conducted all sorts of trainings to combat the zombie apocalypse. He came up with medicines, and all the visions she had throughout the time were the result of her training. Dr. Taylor put canisters into her subconscious and how to put them where they need to be, and canisters are a cure for bacteria in a drone. In a flashback, Dr. Taylor shows Roberta the cans. She's been collecting them and imagining them all this time, and now it's time to load them into the drone and send them on their way to cure everyone. Knowing what she has to do, Roberta instructs Murphy and Doc to activate the drone when she sends a signal, and then says goodbye to the team. She always knew it would be a one-way trip. Then Roberta goes to the hangar, easily defeats Mr. Sunshine when he loaded the cans into the drone, and changes the cans in the drone to his own. The team executes the order and the countdown begins when Roberta attaches the canisters and gives the signal to the team, but something is wrong. When Roberta gets out of the drone, Mr. Sunshine attacks her and knocks her to the floor, triggering another memory. At this moment, Roberta remembers the truth. Although Dr. Teller told her that she is the answer to everyone's prayers, all these training sessions were aimed at her being able to deliver the Black Rainbow Drop and kill all living beings on the planet to allow the zone to colonize the remains. It turns out that Roberta has been rebooting all this time. While Murphy fights with Mr. Sunshine, accidentally opening the canister and spraying Murphy and Mr. Sunshine with the contents, the team watches as Roberta climbs into the drone to try to detach the canisters, but she manages to remove only one, causing the drone to be half filled with carnivorous bacteria. The drone takes off into the sky. When it rises into the atmosphere, hundreds of miniature drones fly out of it and begin to spread out in an arc, identical to Roberta's vision. While Doc and a red-faced Murphy watch the drones begin to spread, the sergeant and 10 decide to have sex on the hangar floor. Meanwhile, Roberta finds herself trapped in a drone, which eventually loses power and plunges into a steep dive towards the mountainside.